feels good. Come on now. Have a seat down on the big brown couch. Come on in. We in the green room. Have a seat down on the big brown couch. It feels good. We in the green room. Have a seat. Those wax on the big brown couch.
What up, everybody? Welcome back. Backstage with Lost Wax on the big brown couch. I'm your girl, Ebony, a.k.a. Jazzy Lady.
My name is Patrick Willem. Welcome back, folks. We're here with Lucy Black Entertainment. We have Lauren and Rebecca here this evening. This is going to be a great episode. We're going to get into everything entertainment agency, musicians, booking, all things in this industry. You guys ready to kick it off?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. So glad you're here. Got in okay.
Yeah.
All right. Saw a little bit of Kansas City. First time here?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Good. Did some barbecue yet? No.
Not this trip.
I was going to say, so you guys are based out of DC, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yes.
believe, Rebecca,
I'm in
you've
St.
moved to
Louis
St.
now.
Louis now.
So I'm born and raised St. Louis.
Okay.
And I moved back about 2 years ago just to be closer to family. And so I told Lauren when we realized we needed to move, I was like, well, I know I'm going to try and work there, so might as well start a band, find musicians, do
Love
the
it.
thing.
Awesome.
So we're expanding into the Midwest.
Love it. All right, and Lauren, you are from?
I'm currently in DC.
Okay.
I was a military brat, so I'm not really from anywhere, but I have
Okay.
been in DC now for over 10
can
years,
relate.
so I can call that home.
Well, you know, Ash, who you went out to lunch with today, he's
Mm-hmm.
a military brat too. So shout out to Ash. He's
Yeah.
behind the camera over there. What up, Ash?
He was just military.
Well, first off, thank
And
you.
he's a brat. No, I'm just kidding.
He is a brat for sure, for sure.
No, I can relate. I was a government. My dad worked for the Department of Justice, so I get it. And everybody's like,
Air Force.
where are you from? I was like, well, I was born in Chicago, but I grew up in the state, in that state, in the state, in that state.
Exactly.
Well, first off, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and so let's just
dive in.
jump in.
Yeah.
Let's dive
What
into like
is-
the origin story here. Like, what inspired you guys to start Lucy Black Entertainment?
But first, sorry, I want to know, what is Lucy Black? Like, what's Lucy Black? Like,
The
what's the
name?
name? Yeah.
yeah, let's
Actually,
start
the
with-
name's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good story.
Like, I've been
Yeah.
wanting to know that story ever since I knew that you guys were going to be on the podcast. I'm like, okay, it's not their names.
Well, let
Yeah,
me
there
interject
is no
before she
Lucy
gets into
Black.
this. I sent out the email and I responded to them as Lucy Black, and Abby, our communications director, was just like,
Not
"That
their
is
names."
not their name. It is Rebecca and Lauren." So where did the name Lucy Black come from?
Yeah, so when we started the company, one of the things that we were really set on as musicians was finding something that wasn't super wedding. We wanted to appeal to a lot of people. And then there's this concept of in the entertainment sphere, it's mostly men, right?
And
So, go ahead.
Nope.
So as women, we were like, well, we really, really want something that's going to convey a sense of strength. But I mean, I'm sure you understand this concept. Most people think if you're kind, if you're nice, then you're weak. And if you're strong, you're probably a bitch. So we were like, actually, you can be both and not be a
Period.
bitch. And so we wanted something that gave us some like edge without being too fluffy. We didn't want our names. And so one night at like 4 a.m. with an empty bottle of wine,
Yes.
I'm staring at a photo of my dog who had passed, Lucy. She was a black lab. She was like the best dog ever. She was a black lab mix. And I was like, what if we don't go music? What if we go like in a different direction?
We were
And
coming
so-
up with a lot of super nerdy
Stupid.
musical terms. We're violists,
Stupid
we're
names.
classically trained, a lot of nerdy musical terms. So it's not.
It was so
not
bad. And then like fluffy, and I was like, this isn't working. So I was like brainstorming by myself, and I was like, what if we actually use Lucy? So I ended up with Lucy Black. And in the morning, I was like, I don't hate it. You know, so I was like texting Lauren, I'm like, what do you think? Like, what if we do like an actual name that's not our name?
Yeah.
But
Love it.
liked the sweetness of Lucy and the
Right.
strength of Black.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
together we felt like was
Strength
that good
of
mix
Black.
of
I'm just
both.
kidding.
Exactly.
Love that.
Exactly.
And honestly, look, if you're going for the dog theme, like every time, like Subaru, I think came out with like the dog commercials.
Yes, the best commercials
And I was like,
ever.
look, I want to buy a Subaru now.
Literally.
They got dogs in the commercials. Like, look, nothing sells better than a sweet dog. And
Right.
I,
Yeah.
And I
love
have
it.
a Black Chihuahua Dachshund mix named Lulu.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness
cute.
Which
So
is
it
gracious.
worked.
And I always joked that she named Lulu after Lucy posthumously because I had just lost Lou in
Aw.
like February and she got Lulu in July. And so I was like,
It works. It's fate. It's it. That's it.
I
And
Done.
love it.
literally
Wrap it up.
years later, she was like, it's our initials because I go by Becca a lot. I was like,
Oh my
LB.
gosh.
didn't even connect.
There
Love
were
it.
just a lot
It's
of
fate. A lot of the
parallels.
what do you call it? Serendipitous moments that
Yeah.
kind of made it all
Yeah.
feel good and make sense. I
we
love that.
also wanted something that anyone on our team could stand behind.
Yeah.
Because it's not our names.
Right.
So if either one of us left or if we just brought more people on, people could stand behind what we stand for.
Exactly.
Which is, empowering people, artists,
Mm-hmm.
and our clients and really creating a space that's, really all inclusive and diverse and empowering.
Supportive, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yay. Great story. Love that. Origin story. Awesome.
Love it.
So you were talking a little bit about getting out of the industry, or was that meaning stop playing, or what gave you the idea to start the business?
So we ran another company.
Okay.
And I'm not going to name names because he's still in business.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Give us
So-
a tea. Let's go.
Right. So literally it was one of those things that like we thought we were going to take this company over and we've been doing a rebrand and it was branding towards us to buy it. And he and I got into it and I was like, I was like texting Lauren. I'm like, I think I just quit my job. I didn't officially, but like I quit my job. And
But we learned a lot from that.
We
I
did.
think we learned a lot about what to do, what not to do.
Right.
And we felt really good about how we liked to do things.
Yes.
Was it an entertainment company as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were number 1 and 2.
Okay.
Love
So
it.
it was just a point
Bye.
in time where we felt like, this is something that we could do and we won't have to answer to anyone else.
Yeah.
We have really good systems of our own that we've developed and we
And the industry knows us.
Yeah.
Like all the planners knew us, all the venues knew us, all the musicians knew us. And so, yeah.
And how was that like coming from that other, like going to create your own? Because it's always such
Tricky thing.
tricky thing to do to try to dive into a market that you've already been in. Like, how did you guys navigate that? Like, what
Yeah.
It was pretty terrifying, but also it really helped that we already knew so many people in the industry and
Yeah.
they really liked us
Yeah.
and they trusted us and they knew what we could do on our own.
Yeah.
It's all about
And,
relationships.
Yeah,
If you
we
got
had
good
amazing relationships that Rebecca actually worked really hard to build for a long time.
I was the face of the company for a long time.
Well, and it's there's so much to be said about that it's like it is a risk to jump out of that, but to know that you have those people on your side
Yeah.
and
Huge.
And
it-
thankfully, we had very, very supportive spouses as
Yeah.
well.
yes,
Yeah.
shout out
Yes.
Yeah.
shout out to supportive spouses
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, all of us as musicians, and you two are musicians as well.
Yeah.
Like already being a working musician is in its own right, you have to have a supportive spouse, but also to do that and be like, hey, I'm gonna start my own company.
And
like,
also, right, on top of that.
and on top of that, like,
100%.
and I feel like as artists, we all do that. It's like you have there's a difference between like having an idea of like, oh, I'm going to do this and create this, but then following through and doing it. And now Lucy Black seems
Yeah.
to be what it is now.
And we
which is-
did have like a planner we worked with that I
Yeah.
shared. We were doing this. I was actually helping plan her assistant's wedding, so I had to share in advance. And she was like, "So what's your company?" And we were gonna wait. We were gonna let things settle. We didn't want to like ruffle
It wasn't
feathers.
something we had thought of right
Right.
away
This
at
Yeah.
all.
was not Plan A, and we were like, "Shit, we got to do something."
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And so I was actually applying for jobs at venues. Like
Oh, wow.
I worked at a venue in DC for a while we were getting things started. But when I talked to this planner, she was like, "So what's your company?" And I was like, No.
No.
And she was like,
No,
yes,
for real,
yes.
though. Yeah.
She's like, you're quitting in 2 weeks, right? She's like, oh, I got a client for you. So come up with a name and call me. And I was like, Lauren, we gotta figure this out.
We need a name. And we got dogs, so let's name
So I
it.
was staying up till 4 a.m. figuring this out.
I love it. I love it.
No,
That's really great when you've got that demand, you've got a reputation, you've got good relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, it's scary, but it also it feels like it came kind of naturally.
It did.
And so
very, very nice.
Well, and also like I mean, when we're talking your guys' origin story, you know, you guys are both musicians yourself. So, what? Tell us, like, what do you guys both play? Like,
So we're both violists.
Okay.
We actually met a very long time ago in college.
all right.
Like only 10
Which
years.
college? Shout out to your college.
Undergrad, University of Memphis.
All right,
Okay.
right on.
Go
Shout
Tiger
out
Memphis.
University of Memphis.
My dad's from Memphis. Family's from
All
I
Memphis.
love
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah.
But yeah, we my freshman year I was 18, and we were basically Insta friends.
Oh, not the first year. No, she
No.
didn't talk to us because she had a boyfriend. Who then 12 years later she married.
My current
Not even kidding. They
Yeah.
had the cutest story ever.
We had a
but that's
12-year
not-
break.
They did.
Love
They
it.
had a 12-year break.
Wow.
But like I
Actually,
always
but-
teased her for like 9 months. You wouldn't talk to us.
I did.
But I was I a senior or a
maybe
junior?
a junior. We were both super seniors by the time we graduated.
Yeah.
Okay,
We had
right
double
on.
majors. Like I
Yeah.
was recording technology as well as performance, which is a whole thing in itself. And then she was
Education. And
And
then I was trying to
performance.
do a minor in history. Like it was stupid. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Love it.
No, I
Well,
did
you
the
guys
5-year
followed your
plan, but
passion.
We did. We had
Yeah.
so many passions.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys landed on the right one. I mean, seeing where you guys have grown to, which is
Well, and Lauren
amazing.
still plays with our strings.
do.
I
Oh,
stopped
cool.
playing a while ago just for some health reasons and my joints and stuff. But
Got you.
it literally was right when I was getting into producing and back of house stuff, so it was kind of perfect timing. But Lauren is still performing with our team.
Yeah,
And
so
so
I
Awesome.
mostly run our strings. I love like coming up with the new arrangements and just
Yeah.
trying to
Very
like
cool.
we have
stay
so
on
many
top of what's
arrangements.
out there and seeing what people really like. So
We
it's
baby
really
our
fun.
strings.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Well,
But
you know,
strings are like kind of the cool new thing and with ceremonies and just like taking pop music and converting it
Oh
to
yeah.
you know
Yeah,
a
we've been doing
wedding
that for so
style.
The
long.
whole
and, like,
Bridgerton thing is what people call
Right.
it, which
Yes.
makes
Like
us laugh.
blue, but can you? I mean, I'm
But it did.
sure what it did for string quartets.
Oh my gosh.
It's true,
That-
yeah.
Well, and we
like-
had the Vitamin String Quartet, and then when Bridgerton came out, because people forgot about Vitamin String Quartet, they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
And we actually got to do the Netflix launch of Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte.
Fun.
Yeah.
oh, stop
So they
it.
did that.
All
Yeah.
right.
Smithsonian,
All right.
yeah.
Netflix
In
things. They do
DC.
a lot of things in DC. So we're just the planners who run it always call us.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
Downton
That's
Abbey, the movie.
Downton Abbey. That
Oh,
was
come on.
very
At the British
cool.
Embassy.
Come on.
Wow.
Definitely one of the biggest fangirling moments where because you can't react when you're like in the production team, but
Right.
they're all walking by and we're like, "Oh my
Lady
God."
Mary Crawley.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
grabbing each other's hands.
like Lord Grantham.
Totally fangirl.
Yeah.
We did not do that in person. I
Right.
promise.
No. Yeah, totally. But like after, like you're like,
Trust me, I have to have this conversation. We run into a lot of those situations
Yeah.
like Lost Wax
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
we
our
gotta
bands
play-
and our
you know,
agencies.
gotta play
Like, you're
cool.
going to be
You gotta be
around these
cool.
people. Just keep it cool. Keep
Yep.
it cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did two
That-
of their
that for me
Downton
was
Abbey
meaning-
you
events.
should have saw these guys when we did the NFL draft. Oh,
Oh,
my
I bet.
god.
Oh, when Travis Kelsey came up, I was just like, my
They were all
Lord
like-
almighty.
Even the guys.
Yeah.
So with sports ones, I'm the worst because I don't know anyone.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We literally had a wedding where I think it was. This is how bad it is. Who did Kobe Bryant play for? It was L.A.
LA Lakers.
Lakers.
So they were the
Lakers,
Lakers. So we're
for sure.
literally at the Four Seasons, and I'm pushing my ceremony musicians because they're part of the band.
Uh-huh.
To the ceremony space, and I'm running into these like 17-foot tall guys, and my musicians are like, Rebecca. I'm like,
I don't know who that is.
I'm like, whatever.
Move it, big
Get
fella.
to the
Got
ceremony.
nothing to do with
I
it.
have no idea who this is. Actually, it was LeBron James. It was not Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Oh,
It was
stop.
LeBron James.
Stop. I would have
And
been
like
mean.
literally, so Smiles, one of our keyboardists, he was like, "Do you know who that was?" And I'm like, "Well, I know his name." I'm like, "I hate basketball." Okay.
See,
She's like, excuse me, big
Like,
fella. I
but
got
I'm
things
sorry.
to do. Get out of
If
here.
it was the Cardinals or the
Like, who
Blues,
is
it would have
this
been a
little-
different
Yes.
story, right?
Yeah.
But
Feisty
outside
thing
of
pushing
that,
me out of the way.
Literally, and they were all looking at me like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Get out of the way.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Well,
Oh
you-
gosh.
all right. Let's.
So how
zoom-
long you've been in? What, since 2018? Then is when you
Yeah, we started 2018
in the DC area, and
Mhm.
all right. What's your clientele? Are you guys like weddings, like all over the like? What do you find what's your demographic? What's your clientele? What's your bread and butter? What's fun?
Yeah.
What are you doing out there in DC?
We do a lot. So as you can imagine, it's like the political stuff, especially with the inauguration this year.
Mhm.
You know, we got a lot of calls for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say weddings are definitely
Okay.
our big
Yeah.
thing. You know, we're probably like 65-35 weddings corporate.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. Pre-COVID was probably more 50-50, but
Yeah.
corporate's just been weird
Mm-hmm.
to come
Well,
back.
Did you
and-
specifically target like in a specific style? Like, were you like, we're going to be luxury from the start?
Yes.
Yes,
Gotcha.
absolutely. 'Cause
We've been in that sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially in DC too, and like you said, with like political events and that kind of thing, like it's got to be more of a luxury space in
it
general.
does.
Which I actually have a side question, like like in that luxury space, in especially with you guys being from DC and political events, like have you had any pushback with doing like
Oh, yeah.
sending musicians to
Oh,
certain
we-
spaces?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Especially, so this year we didn't do any of the official inaugural events. We
of course. Yep.
not going to get political, but we definitely upcharged.
No,
so we
we're
didn't
not.
Get
I'm
hired.
not trying to take it there, but
Oh, okay.
We
Yes.
just knew we did not really want to be a part of some of them. There were other small ones we did that weren't related.
of course.
Yeah.
The
She said we
official-
upcharged. And people were like,
Well, and again, this is not a political podcast.
No,
but
not at all.
like seeing as you guys are based in DC, I'm sure there's, and it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. I feel like there's so many of those events that come about being in DC
and
to where
it's
it's
gotten
like,
more divided.
yeah,
Where I would say when Obama was inaugurated, like no one really cared what side of the aisle you're on. Like it was like, oh, we're getting paid for a gig. Where then the next
Absolutely.
cycle, we were very clear with people what events we were doing. If people didn't want to be a part of it, we would just sub them out
Yep.
because I understand.
Yeah.
Like it felt a little
well,
bit
and
more
that
divided.
that's a great point to bring up because without like not even diving into politics, which we're not going to do, but
not
there
gonna do that.
the job is the job, the gig is the gig.
Exactly.
And to be able to have an agency like you guys have, it's just I feel like staffing and those kinds of things comes down to like who would like to do this, who can be there to do
Yeah.
it.
And who wants to get paid for it,
and
and who
wants
doesn't want to
get
be a
paid
part of
to do
it.
the job. Because
Absolutely.
this type of work comes with implications like that I
does.
feel like, especially like because this is the first time we talked with like somebody from DC. You guys probably have been involved in that for years, and
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
it's got to be
It's always
tricky,
around.
So.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's times we don't even know what we're a part of because
Right.
we're being hired by a planner or a corporate entity. And I don't even remember who it was, but it was last fall. Someone had to forcibly retire. I really don't know who it was, but I found out days before and they were like, just keep it upbeat. Don't
Yeah. Yeah.
don't be sour. And I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. It was
Yeah.
like the retirement party.
oh.
Yeah.
So it was like very awkward, and I had to tell the
So
guys.
no hit the road jacks. No.
Yeah.
You know.
Luckily, it was a jazz group, so I was like, hey guys, keep it to the
And
standards.
now the end. We're gonna keep that one off the repertoire, guys.
Yeah.
Just,
Well,
Right?
you know what? It's that's what's so,
So funny.
interesting. I think about just what you guys do, the area you guys started from, where you're from, like having to deal with that. That's got to be a hurdle that none of us really have to deal with here in the Midwest. But
But I mean, just like you guys, you would never discriminate
Absolutely
against any client.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to interview a bride and see what side of the aisle she's on.
absolutely,
Right?
that's
So-
not gonna be not gonna be a
Ever.
question
Not part of the
in the
conversation.
Ever.
not
So we
even.
deal
and
with
it
that
is
with everything.
leaving it open to our, because obviously we're all artists and we're all like, you know, there's so much emotional involvement into those types of things, and
Yeah.
we consider that with our own agency of people too.
I
which
mean,
we
I'm not gonna
don't
lie
take
though. There
lightly.
have been some places that I've gone and gotten to the space and been like, I don't feel comfortable, but
I mean, we
You
worked
know?
with planners.
Mhm.
There was one planner, like kind of the old school yelling kind of planners.
mm,
And then
You're gonna be here. You're gonna do this right now. You're gonna do what I tell you to do.
But I realized very quickly we're not a good fit. And I literally had singers who were about to walk, and you have to smooth that over because she was just awful, just an awful human.
yeah,
And I'm like, we're not doing this anymore.
we'll get.
We've
yeah.
had clauses. Well, I want to jump into our next topic, which is, well, actually, you know what, Ebony? I'm going to have you ask this one because this is a good one for you.
Well, thank you for allowing me to do that, Pat.
You're welcome.
As a woman ran agency,
Oh my gosh.
no, I
And-
was gonna pivot. I just wanted to know, being in DC, being in an industry that is predominantly male ran, and you guys 20 years experience plus between the two of
Oh
you.
no, in each.
Yeah, well, I said yeah. Each.
I hate to age us.
How do you maneuver in the industry? Do you have what challenges have you come across? So it's very much parted questions, and how do you leverage your background and your sort of experience when you're in this industry and working with clients?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I find us being women in the entertainment sphere has helped us on the planner side because they prefer to talk to women.
Well, and I will say what the flip of that is
100%.
the majority of planners are women, right? So
So I feel like that really helped us in the beginning and continues to help us a bit. Not to say that they don't like talking to male entertainment companies or other people, but it just makes it easier, I think, for them to feel more comfortable with us. And then in terms of our experience, we each come from different backgrounds. Like for me, I love going to festivals. I love going to concerts. I love catching what's new and trying to stay up to date on what the kids are into.
exactly. Who child?
And Rebecca has an amazing classical music knowledge. Even though we're both classically trained, she has retained all of that information.
I did start a master's in medieval Renaissance music, which
Oh my goodness.
right?
gosh.
Why?
So between the two of us, there's so much that we can play off of.
Yeah.
If one doesn't feel as strongly about a specific subject or something that a client is into, we can always pull the other one in and say, oh, hey, what do you think about this? Or, oh, they said this. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really nice that we both have these different sides of our backgrounds that we can pull from with whatever the client wants.
Yeah. I mean, you knowing your team, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, knowing, these people want, we do a lot of that, they want jazz or they want, yacht rock or they want, oh, then we got to put so-and-so and, these guys together because.
And it's so important. Like we've had people kind of push back on us wanting to have these initial client calls. But I'm like, if I can't hear what the client likes, I can't pair them with the right people.
Right.
And then we know our team well enough to know like, okay, well, you want this kind of vibe. Even though they do that music, that's not the vibe they're giving.
Right.
You want this team because they're going to be the vibe you want, or the personalities you want, or whatever.
Well, and that's a great segue into this. Like when you're scripting with a client, like when they come to you guys, to Lucy Black, they're asking for this. Is like, what is your approach? Do you just when you guys take clients on, do they just come to you cold call and you just say, are they asking you guys what is it that they want? Or is it more so like, do they have a vision in mind and then you guys supply the entertainment? Like, what is kind of your approach to it? Is it just, let me find a better way to rephrase that question.
I feel like, I kind of like, do you curate or is it a little bit of both?
It's definitely both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say 80 to 90% of our business is referrals. So half the time it's a planner bringing them to us because they know we're going to figure out specifically what they want.
Yes.
Or many times, I'm sure you guys have experienced this, they're like, we want to do something completely different. And you're like, okay.
Yes.
Anything specific you like. And they're like, I love Canon and D. And you're like, oh.
So different.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So original.
absolutely.
And I want to have
Because
that
that's
last
so
at dinner. And I'm like, you're right. So different.
Well, and do you feel like that when those planners come to you, and in a lot of, you're right, like most of our planners are past relationships.
Yeah.
Are like majority, I'd say 90% of our clients are referrals from others.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
And it's word of mouth, and they're like, well, we
People
want
saw
kind of
us
the
at
same
this
thing.
event, that event, vice
And
versa.
then
Yeah.
we take on a scripting and we say, okay, here's what we feel like would be good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we just had one recently that just came up. It was like live band karaoke
Oh,
that we're getting
fun.
into, that Ebony's
Yeah.
helping set up with, because Ebony doing all the artist relations stuff and development for us is putting together
gonna
like,
be
well, we
fun.
want a live band and we want karaoke, and we're trying to like navigate that now to where it's like, it's not just a DJ person
Right.
karaoke.
And
It's
that's
like,
hard with
Yeah.
bands.
yeah.
It
and
is,
it's-
but you know,
big
the neat
repertoire.
thing, and I'm sure with your team, and I did a deep dive on all your bands, and I think they're so cool, and I have so many questions. We'll get there. But like our repertoire is 15 years deep,
Yeah.
from stuff that started out when it was just one band
Yeah.
to now we have 6 working, Lost Wax in addition to our other, so with the karaoke idea, we know music, we know
can figure
songs.
it out.
I love me some karaoke. I don't know about you guys, but so
Yes.
I can, anyway, you can pull together the song list, but that's, But I want to, speaking of bands and songs and all of these things,
Yes.
I love your different bands. I love the different names. So you've got Lucy Black Luxe, Lucy Black Gold, Lucy Black Phoenix, DC Strings Machine, Beat Collective, and then of course Supplemental.
And we just started Lucy Black Electric in St. Louis.
Oh.
And then we
Okay.
have strings up there. So we
Okay.
just called it STL String Machine because we're super original.
So can you kind of break down what your different, the type of like what
The
is Gold,
vibes.
what is Phoenix? I have an idea, but I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because we did not start out trying to get the different bands. We had a lot of musicians we worked with. So Lucy Black Luxe was our flagship band. And
Okay.
we started with 2 singers, and then another singer who we'd been working with went to our music director and was like, hey, would you guys need a 3rd singer? And like, she's insane. So I was like, I will never say no to her being on
Yes.
our team.
Yeah.
So yes, we will
Yeah.
have a 3rd singer.
Yeah.
And we were calling them Lucy Black House Band, thinking when you have a house band, they are like the best of the best, right?
You know,
They're-
like the Roots on
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
The-
Talk
yeah.
show.
Yes.
They're like the sit-in band. They're all
Exactly.
incredible. We thought it was so cool.
Super quick, can
Super
catch
quick.
and pick up stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And our planners were like, this feels cheap. And we were like,
Oh.
and she was like, it feels like house wine. And I was like,
Oh.
They weren't picking up what we were putting down.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
The
musicians get it.
Right.
But when she
Yes.
said house wine, I also
You're
get
like,
that.
skirt.
You're like,
no, ma'am.
no.
We are not table wine
Yes.
over
No,
here.
Exactly.
I'm gonna need to be top shelf.
Literally. So we
Go to the
came
vault.
up with another name. So we made them Lux. And the concept behind that, especially to your point when you were talking about us intentionally being in the luxury sphere, was we're in DC. We want a New York society band at a DC price. And
Okay.
that's
Yep.
how we started that band. The talent in that team, I mean, we worked with them with our past company, most of them, not all of them. They've been around the world with us. We've done super high-end events with them. We know them.
Yeah.
And the professionalism, the talent, the range, all of it. We just knew this was our team.
And I
They're
noticed-
recording artists. They've been on The Voice. They
Yeah.
just have
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
insane,
Touring.
insane
And I-
resume.
Yeah, and I noticed it's very much your vocal centered. The harmonies are tight. There's choreo across all of them.
Yes.
And is that something you like sort of wanted to, like, was that a focal point of like, this is what we want, this is what it's got to look like,
Yep.
you know, in order to like, is that the formula, the sort of the Lucy Black, I don't want you to give away all your secrets, you know what I mean?
We
But
definitely
like,
had artistic control over everything. So
Yeah.
we had chosen everyone we wanted to be in. We had a vision for what we wanted to look.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we wanted some dancing, but not over the top because we don't want it to be cheesy. We
Right.
wanted to be cool and just enough that people are really drawn in because they're so engaging and not just standing up there singing and not moving
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
performing and just looking super bored. So-
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Lux, we knew what they were. When Gold started, it kind of started out of nowhere. Like we had booked a job, again, super, super early on. And the girl who, Danny, one of our singers, had been free and then she wasn't free because they waited too long. So we knew one of our other friends, Cash, we were like, hey, Cash, can you fill in? And then Ration wasn't free, so we were like, do you have someone you'd recommend? And he was like, oh, there's this guy I'm in the studio with all the time, Troy. As soon as we had this gig, I was like, so I think we have a second band. And we changed their vibe because their personalities are different. And we were like, you know, I don't want to impose our vision. We knew the first vision.
Right.
We knew they fit.
Right.
The second band, we were like, okay, we've got to cater to their vibe and their strengths. So if you look at the two videos side by side, one is very bright and white, one is very sultry and dark and like just
Are you? And then
Use that
does
differently.
does the repertoire change?
it can. So the song lists are very similar just because wedding bands,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But like if we really dig into the repertoire, like our lead singer Cash does like a postmodern jukebox vibe with us,
Yeah.
with kind
Yeah.
of the same team, but we just reconfigure it and it's completely different vibes, you know? So it is bigger than maybe what's on their song list.
So would you say, like based on the event that you get, you decide this ensemble works best with this client, and then sort of maybe curate a little bit
Exactly.
each time?
And even like I think a great example, we have a planner who calls us for almost every client. Shout out to Vieira Events.
Shout out.
Very events, shout out.
Yeah,
Vieira.
Julie Vieira is amazing. So Vieira Events, probably one of the best wedding planners I've ever worked with in my life. We originally had booked, we were going to book Gold for an event because they can do a lot of jazz. They can do a mix of R&B and party songs. Like they knew how to kind of give a blend. After we were going to contract, she calls me kind of in a panic and she's like, I don't think this is what the bride wants. This is what the parents want, but maybe not the bride. So we were like, okay, that's okay. Let's relook at it. They really wanted more jazz all night, which is not really what we're gonna do. Like that's not
Goodness,
the
how many
band.
times have we gone through that?
Yeah, and so
tell you
I knew, like, if I put that on that team,
Yeah.
it's just not gonna work, especially because they're gonna want to do a dance set. But I know a girl in New York, and I was like, I know who you need, and I was like, and the budget is twice as much, but they went for it because they knew
Yeah.
this singer and her team could do a mix of both and could adapt throughout the night and could give them what they wanted. So it's very much curated to what's the couple asking for, what's the couple's personality. Even though our bands do cover 75 to 90% of
Yes,
what we get.
exactly.
Well,
Right.
you know what? And this is a great, like, I love what you guys are talking about, right? Because it's so much of what Lost Wax does, which is curating events from start to finish. And we have so many curveballs like that
Right.
come
Yeah.
in that
Right.
it's whether it's a wedding. I mean, most of our weddings are set to where we know what they're going to be. But when it comes to corporate events, I feel like we get most of this type of stuff
Oh,
at
yeah.
like corporate
Same.
events or
Yeah.
galas where it's like, well, they're kind of going to dance here, but they really want this. And it's more of like what's up front
Yeah.
that's going to sell it as opposed to, because we know like once we hit the party set, it's going to be what Lost Wax does well.
Right.
But it's more of there's certain events like what's on the front end,
Yeah.
like whether it's going to be a jazz thing, whether it's going to be this or,
Right.
you know, if
We
you
want somebody hanging from the ceiling playing a violin.
yeah,
okay.
we need
got
like
that.
Quixotic or somebody from
We got that.
KC. Yeah. Like,
we can do that.
Yeah.
Can she like rip cord through the audience? Sure. Yeah.
and
How much money do you have?
Exactly.
great question to start with because like look, I can get you anything, just like let's shift your budget a little bit.
Literally.
You know, I'm always aware of like, you know, the industry, a lot of wedding bands, a lot of clientele, especially here in the Midwest. It's predominantly white or Jewish or something like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of the bands are going to be predominantly white. Let's just, I'm jumping into maybe, you know,
No, be
sensitive
real. Yeah.
topic, but I noticed that your lead singers in all of the bands that I looked at are all black, all African American. And I was like, wow. And I wanted to know, I guess, is that just who you know and kind of like who you've met in the industry? Is it on purpose? Is it based on like clientele demographic? Is it like, was it a specific, you know what I mean? I kind of want to, I'm curious as
That's
to
a
sort
really,
of
really good question.
how that came about.
So it's a mix, I would say. So first I'll say
I was just like, y'all better go with yes. I got real excited. I was very like, okay. And then I was like, wait a minute, are the owners black? But then I was like, no, they're
I
not.
know, and we get that a lot. I think
Yeah.
We
because
actually
the
do.
name
Yeah.
Lucy Black. And
Well,
we're
you know
like,
why? Because of Raphael Sadiq had a band called Lucy something, I think it
No.
was.
I had no idea.
I think so. They had I
Pull that
wanna
up.
dance
Someone pull
with
that
you. I wanna something with you. Raphael Sadiq and the leader of one of the girls from In Vogue had a group together. And I thought it was something like that.
But to that point, we have had a lot of people come to us asking specifically, do you have more African American or black musicians? Or they'll request
Lucy Pearl. Lucy
Yes,
Pearl.
Or like
you
a
beat me
string
to it. There
quartet.
was, yep.
And with string quartets makes it really, really hard because
Yeah.
it is predominantly white people,
Right.
because you had to be affluent to be able to afford to do all of that most of the time,
Yep.
or have access to resources.
Access. Yeah.
And so we have to explain to people, yes, we can mostly, or at least have people of color.
Mhm.
We can do that, but during COVID and all of the Black Lives Matter and things, we felt really strongly about making sure we were talking about that and supporting all of our musicians and speaking out about things, and really just helping people see how we felt about it, and like lifting them up and making sure that, you know, it didn't need to be so much of that, but like these are the musicians that we love and know, and these are the best people
Yeah.
that we know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know that it was necessarily intentional, but I like that it's that way, and that we can support them in that way, because they are the best at what they do.
And we have found that like you have to be intentional about diversity.
Mhm.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Absolutely.
you're not, you're going to gravitate to what you know.
Right.
Where a lot of people, I think in the Midwest, that's just kind of where they fall.
Yeah.
For us, we've tried to bring in more white singers, but it's a little harder. Well, one of our favorite girls had like moved to Miami. She's actually Siva Syrian, but she's white presenting, but she's Middle Eastern. And she's insane.
Yeah.
You know, and so she was singing with us for a while, and like now in our bands, I guess he's featured in Gold, but he's not singing. Our guitarist is a singer.
Okay.
And
But he'll do like the old man white rock songs is what I call them.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can also rap.
Yeah.
Literally, one gig, he comes to us before we go on for this really high-end wedding, and he goes, "Hey guys, you know I can do the rap for Crazy in Love," and our music director is our drummer, and he looks at him and he was like, "I'm making you do it."
Prove it. Yeah.
Literally,
Prove it. And you
Kills
better
it.
kill it.
and he cues me up. Like the drummer looks at me and I know exactly what's going on. So he's like, "Get your phone out." This kid nailed it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nailed it. And all the singers are like, "Oh yes."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what I love. It's like
Yeah.
we have created a space where I don't think, to Lauren's point, we were intentional about the diversity when we started. We just knew these amazing musicians. And we're
Awesome.
putting together an amazing team.
I love that.
And our drummer, shout out JR, he actually helps us put together all the teams because he
Okay.
knows everyone. And where, just like when we were starting in St. Louis, I found a bunch of names and I was like, "Okay, JR, I need to start a band and I'm going to reach out. And what should I say?" And he's like, "Why are you reaching out?" And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "I should reach out. I'll talk about the music side and then I pitch him up to you and you talk about the business side." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so we flew him out. He ran the auditions. He's interviewing everybody. I'm just there. And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Well,
that.
that's a good point because from one agency yours to ours, which is Jukebox, like we have it structured to where there's band leaders per gig, there's an MD for
Yes.
each band, because with Lost Wax, there's 6 different Lost Wax bands that go out any given night, and for each one we have a music director, we have a band leader for each one. How do you guys structure those events with you guys? Do you have an MD or do you just have a band
Yeah, you
leader
have
that
to.
sets
Yeah.
up? Yeah,
You have
Have to, because they're calling things all night.
Yeah.
They're keeping everyone in line. And then we don't really have band leaders, I would say. It's more
JR.
just the music director.
So your
Gotcha.
music
He's
director
kind of-
is your band leader then. Okay, cool.
Jack of all trades, but because we have so much control over them as well and dictate a lot of, about their look and what we want them to do and how they move around. But JR is the one kind of directing them in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay,
as
so
well.
JR, you'd say would be kind of your main like
Oh, he's
head,
our
like
guy.
yeah.
For sure.
And
Sure.
so when we started both bands, because we didn't have as many bookings, especially coming out of COVID, we had the same rhythm section for both teams, for
Okay.
Gold and
Okay.
Lux.
For a long time.
And
yeah.
so now JR's trained up another guy who really kind of runs Gold when we have all the
Nice.
things. And he's helping us train up our guy in St. Louis. But to be honest, the guy we've been working with in St. Louis is such a pro. And we're flying
Yeah.
into DC at the end of August to sit in with our team to kind of see how we do it
Mhm.
because he's so good. But I want him to see our brand.
Yeah.
That's
We're
amazing.
super lucky. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
that's-
this one is
no, that's
Actually, this is
will be
electric.
Lucy Black Electric. And what's
Uh-huh.
that vibe?
Brand new.
so we're really fine tuning it right now. I am actually really excited. We do have a white singer, and he's phenomenal. I know.
Welcome to the Midwest.
I know. No. What I love about this team, we've been so lucky. We started out trying to do 3 singers. We ended up, Jameel Williams is our music director. He came to me and he was like, "Hey, I got this other singer," and I was like, 4 singers? Hell yeah, let's do it.
more the better.
2 male, 2 female.
Awesome.
One of the girls, I can tell she's been doing this for a while and is so seasoned and so good and just like on it. And the other female singer is new to this sphere. Damn, she can sing. So it's like, and she wants so bad to be like coached up in what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then the guys are just total pros. Like,
So
so
something- go
a
ahead,
lot
go
of
ahead.
R&B, a lot of pop. I'm still figuring out their personalities because that's going to define
Yes.
this band's
Where they
vibe.
land and who they land with.
Because you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
put someone in a box of what you want. You
Right.
got to play on their strengths. So we're working on getting to know them better.
That is such a great point that you brought up, because we have, I mean, with just Lost Wax alone, there's 75, 80 musicians.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
That's
And
amazing.
and there's always, when it comes to staffing, when we have a Saturday where there's 5, 6 bands out, there's so much tact that goes into moving. Okay, this person belongs in this event,
Yeah.
and
They
this
want
one,
country, they
and
want
they
rock,
want country, they
jazz,
want
they
soul,
that,
they
but
want
there's a
R&B.
That's what
but they
JR
requested
does.
chubby, but they requested fast.
These
Like,
people
we-
don't get along.
100%.
That's our
That is-
strings. Our
Your strings don't get
We have notes about who can play with who, and we're like,
We're all adults here. Come
Let
on.
me tell you how refreshing it is to hear from one agency to another that you guys are fighting the same things, because I have been like 3 months into staffing with Lost Wax, and it is just,
It's wonderful.
Super
It
fun.
is
Sure.
fun. It's awesome, but you
amazing.
just have to know who works best with who.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And we don't have a lot of it, but you
hilarious.
just
Yeah.
have to be aware.
Well, I have one more question about band makeup. These are other crazy things that I noticed.
of course.
So 2 female, 1 guy, except for your St. Louis.
St. Louis band, yeah.
Is that on purpose?
You know what's funny is it wasn't actually on purpose. And I would say, like with the first band, we had Danny and Ration, who are darlings, and they're insane. And when JR came to us and was like, hey, Jocelyn's interested, I was like, 2 females? Hell yeah, let's do it. Second band, we had Cash and Troy. We kind of started with a 6-piece, right? And JR came to us and he was like, hey, I've been working with this other band. He'd been running another band because he's amazing and does all the things.
a lot.
And it was a band, a team from Atlanta that was building a band in DC. And he was like, there's this young singer and she's really good. And I think she's your people, because he knows how we work. Like, we're very much about people who are team players, who really embrace kindness, honesty, integrity. Like, I don't have a lot of space for divas. You got to have a little give when you're working with musicians. We know that. So he invited Anissa out to, actually it was like a networking event, like a special event that we were having the band perform at. And this girl comes in, she's so cute, she's kind of shy. We were like, okay, let's get to know her. He put her on a microphone, and I was like, okay.
She was like our little pop
Sir.
diva.
Yes.
Which
So
was
she's the one in the gold video with like
Purple
we,
hair.
We wanted a vintage vibe, and she shows us
Saw
this
that,
thing
yeah,
with
incredible.
the like
Yeah.
she dyed her hair and she
Pin-up
put it in the
hair.
braids and the pinup, and I was like, girl,
Like, she was such a
okay.
great fit, because we had Troy, who's like our crooner, our soulful kind of R&B guy,
But
and
he
we
loves 80s pop.
Yeah.
Yes, wham! He's like all for it.
Even though
Yes.
he can't hit the high notes, he makes the girls do it, but that's
Yes.
okay.
Love
Yeah,
it.
and then we had Cash, which we talked about earlier, our Nina Simone, our
Yeah.
sultry Aretha Franklin, all of that, and then we had our Nissa, our little pop princess, who would come in
Pop
with that
princess.
like
Yes.
youthful, fun energy, just the sweetest thing
Yeah.
ever. So it was just,
I adore them.
it was a perfect fit.
Yeah, well, that's it's funny, because that's the balance for us is the same thing, is making sure that one personality, that one person on whatever band that we're putting out is creating that vibe that fits whatever event that we need. And yeah, I mean, you guys, sorry, it's
No,
cut here, 'cause
yeah.
you guys are just like
Yeah, but I
we're on
love
the
it.
same
and,
page.
Well, and then
So
it's
great.
fun because
more.
from the agency's perspective, I mean, you do a little bit more than bands. You know, you curate experiences for, other things, whether it's live acrobats or cultural music performances and things like that. Do you have like a favorite moment or something that like you got to kind of create and curate from that sort of side of the business?
Oh, we do. We do have favorites. Go ahead. Tell them about the 50th birthday party.
Oh, right. I got to perform for this one, so I remember it. It was a 50th or 60th birthday party at like MGM, and a huge ballroom, and you walk in and there are aerialists on either
Yes.
side. And what made it really cool was also the lighting, because of just the visual aesthetic that you got when you walked into the room, and people were coming in to maybe have cocktails or before dinner. And so it was very chill. And we had a string quartet on a white circular stage in the middle of the room performing, but we were all facing each other.
And all in white.
And all in
So
white
we designed all of that.
gowns. And
it.
so everything was just so, it's not what you expect going to a 60th birthday party.
And the
Yeah.
aerialists we had in these like It was like midnight blue to white. So it was this ombre vibe on white silks. And so just like, it was very, very specific for us. What's really funny is that's not the event I was talking about.
Oh.
I met Anika's husband's event.
Oh.
She was our very first Google lead, literally in 2018. We did her holiday party our very first year. And we probably lost money because we didn't know how to
Because we were
charge.
like, we will do everything.
We've lost some money on some events.
Well, we did a silent disco not knowing how much work goes into a silent disco. It was amazing.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had like LED dancers, but she called us for her husband's 60th. Maybe I thought it was 50th, but
It was 50th
But
for that.
talk about
Because I was thinking of the
because
wrong
you did
event.
so many things on that
So
one.
they are Indian and they love to celebrate their culture and their heritage, and so there were so many elements. And so she's also one of our favorite corporate clients, and
Yeah.
they love to just get creative, get outside the box, and do things that she always wants the party to be talked about for like
Yes.
the next year.
Yes.
She wants everyone to experience something they've never seen. So it was like having a dole drummer come in and lead everybody in. So guests were already there, but then the family kind of had a grand entrance with this drummer and did a whole thing. It was a sitar trio during dinner
Oh,
on
wow.
a special stage, doing some really cool ambient music. And then there was a surprise dance performance of these. They were like in white suits, I think with light up shoes, and it was like this whole surprise
Was it like
performance.
a Bollywood kind of thing?
Ish.
Ish.
It was so cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just the specificity, and especially with this specific client, like we did our second big party with her at the Institute of Peace, which if you go online you can see it. Like it's like 5 stories of glass in the front
Wow.
It's
atrium,
such a
right?
beautiful building.
And so we did a walkthrough with her because she's so hands-on and she wanted us to brainstorm this space. And we were like, have you ever done aerialists here? And Aaron, who runs the space, was like, we've never had aerialists. And he's like, I'm going to have to get permission for this. And we were like, look, we'll take care of the
We
floors.
got you.
Like,
We got you.
we did a whole circ
Yeah.
performance, and we did
Wow.
a double electric violin DJ performance. And like, it was insane. That was our first gig where we did full lighting. I want to say that was 2019. That was like our
Yeah.
second year.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We've done
Yeah.
there's the Populous events. I know Dana's off camera over here, but we've curated some Lost Facts for Populous, and it was like at Union Station, Science City, where it was just like Carmen Deeker was just like suspended from a violin playing over the top, and it was
Yes.
all like Daft Punk space theme
Oh,
stuff. And it's like those events, I'm like, give us all of your ideas.
All-
Let
Yeah,
us
it's really
make
fun when
these
you have the
happen.
opportunity.
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
leads into just sort of like, it's been one of our questions of the theme on luxury. Like, what for you, what is it that, I guess, how do you want to ensure when someone, this is a luxury event, are there like, what is the luxury event to you? What does that mean? Like, what sets it apart? Are, there's
What's your
special,
definition of a luxury
that,
event?
and there's special things, certain boxes you want to tick, or is it just like, you know what I mean? What is it? What do you guys want to give that client to let them know that, we take this event serious, that this is luxury, you're going to get, what is that? Yeah. What do you get?
It's a complicated answer for me, at least personally, because I think everyone's definition of luxury can mean aesthetics, it can mean money, it can mean scope, right? It can mean a lot of things. For us, every client, we have a very high touch approach with, but not every client's event is a luxury event,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So if I just have a string quartet for a ceremony, it might be like, it might be a luxury wedding based on the rest of it. But I think for us, we try and approach even the small events in that luxury mindset, right? Of curating this to the specificity of what it needs to be. And so as small or as large as your actual event might be defined as luxury, we do try and bring that touch to it, even if aesthetically or Instagram might not call it that. In a bigger sense, I would say the luxury events really are the ones that want to do something in like their vision is bigger than what we are used to seeing. It's bigger than like the standard, and they want to do something, especially with weddings, that embraces the couple, right? That doesn't necessarily mean they're spending a ton of money,
Right.
but when they really dig
It's
in,
curated. It's
And
elevated.
in
It's,
the
Curated.
details,
It's
really.
it's in the details.
We want to hear as
Exactly.
much as possible. Like, I just love speaking with clients and really hearing about what it is they want, or what are you listening to? What are you into? Tell me about you, so that I can help suggest things that I feel are a representation of
Right.
you.
take those
or your
ideas and
company.
sort of like materialize them and
Mhm.
manifest them.
Right.
Something that they might have not have thought.
Exactly.
ever thought of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like we even
You
had
said you liked this. How about, no, yeah.
Exactly.
I love
and
that.
Like, we had one event also at the Institute of Peace where we put the string quartet like 2 stories above the ceremony. The ceremony was like covered in flowers.
Oh my
It was amazing.
gosh.
I think there was $100,000 in flowers at this wedding.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. They brought in a band from Atlanta that was insane. But for cocktails, they wanted something super unique. And we brought in our electric violin DJ from Florida, who is a show in himself. He should not be a cocktail hour.
Right.
But he
He's
was.
so good.
And the planner was like, holy crap. And I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
Also, he just did cocktails.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's
But
also
it was
like
insane because
Yeah.
it went straight into this insane band. Even though it wasn't ours, we knew the band. We don't know them personally, but
Yeah.
I know of them. I know what they do. So it was this seamless journey and experience, which is so important. when
Yeah,
you're doing those big
100%.
events.
Well,
Do
and
you
then-
find? Oh,
well, I was just. You want to go?
well, I was gonna say when it comes to the luxury band,
Yeah.
what would you say sets it apart from Joe Schmo band over here at this wedding?
Like in terms of our bands performing each one, or
Just
a
luxury.
different band versus our band performing?
well, I mean, your band, your luxury band, like we have Lost Wax, and then
Right,
we
okay.
are developing an elevated version,
Yeah.
working on that. And so I just kind of, what are some key factors? What do you feel like makes it that one step,
A big one for us is talent.
Okay.
We're super snobby. We're musicians,
Yes.
and we judge other people sometimes.
100%.
And we're like, oh, okay, cool. That's your lead singer. Great, good job. But we're really, really particular in who we work with in terms of musicians. That's number one.
Number one, yeah.
And then it's the look.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about what you're wearing? Is everyone coordinating? Are they matching in some way? Are their clothes ill-fitting?
Right. Oh my
that-
God, did you iron your tie?
Well, girl,
I can't.
back
can
to
you
the
please
details.
either
Preach.
clean those shoes or throw them in the
Preach.
garbage?
But it's literally
Please.
the details. I think Lauren's right. And one of the big things that I've realized when it's not my band and I'm on site, it's how they're going from song to song.
Transitions.
It's all the transitions between the ceremonial things, which I think a lot of bands don't think about, because when they've got the party thing down, sometimes those ceremonial things are just not.
Yeah.
they're clunky,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
And it's just, and that's where JR comes in and his training of the MDs, because we're all on in-ears. He's got to talk back. We've got to talk back to him. And everything is just seamless. And to me, if it's not feeling organic and flowing and just really the guest experience feels so organic and exactly how it should be. Like if the guests feel that something's off, you've really messed
Yeah.
something up.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize, when you've got a band that is not just the band, but they're about like the event experience. If we're on site, and I'm sure a lot of what you do is a lot of what we do, we're scripting with the couple and the planner, and we're talking about the whole day. And so a lot of times we end up being the day of mover of the event.
Even when there is a planner.
Even though there's a
Even when
planner,
there is a planner,
I'm from
yes.
we've got this bird's eye view of like what's happening, and I can see, this song bombing, or I can see dad is pacing, he's ready to speech now, or dinner's running long, so you keep playing, or those are things that maybe the planner who's running around trying to find out where grandma is,
Right. Right.
and so all of those pieces, as a band, from that perspective, there's so many things that go into just being not just the band,
Yeah, running the wedding, we tell people that all the time. I'm like, You have $1,500. Good on you. Go to a bar, find a band, but it's running the show.
Yeah.
They might do a great job. I'm not going to say they're not going to, but
Yeah.
I promise I've seen bands who have been doing this 20 years not do a great job
Yeah.
because they don't understand running a wedding.
Right.
And they're so focused on running a party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's so many more pieces to that.
I'd always say it's like 80% everything that happens before the party set,
Yes.
20%
Oh,
what
yes.
happens
Can you
during.
roll back?
And that is what you're paying for when it comes to hiring a band of your guys' caliber, our caliber. It is that
It's the
like
pre-planning.
they look at that price point and it's like it 20% of what you're paying for is us doing what we're really good at. The other 80% is everything leading up to it, making sure everything
And that's what we do.
from doors to close
Yes.
is going exactly the way it should be.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's
And-
the pre-planning for
And that's like
6,
3-4
18
months of pre-planning that goes into it. The amount of meetings and
Oh my gosh,
scripting
yes.
meetings and Zoom meetings. It's like all of that. It's like
Yeah.
that's what you're paying for.
Exactly.
and
It's-
making sure the team is up to speed
Yeah.
all along the way.
All along
you
the
and
know?
making sure the
Like,
right team is in place to do the right thing, to have the right singer that fits the right vibe, to create the playlist that
Yeah.
curates this, to it is
Have the
so
right sound
much
system to fit the right
Absolutely.
space.
the right production company.
That's a whole other.
The right stage, the
Whole
right
other-
uplights.
yeah.
It's like there's so much to this that that I love that we brought that up because so much of that is what we deal with in our space,
Yes.
which is, you throw out this price point in the luxury event space that, a lot of people are like, wow, that's a lot of money. I'm like, you don't understand the amount of work and curation that goes into it.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with day of. It has everything to do with the months leading up to it. That
it's
is
also a
what you're
guarantee
paying for.
buying.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're buying a guarantee that my team's going to not just show up and do their thing, that it's going to be so curated to you and so specific and flexible to the day that if you have a great band, it changes the day. It can make or break
You
your
really
day.
can.
100%.
Well, and I think over this series that we've been doing, and I'm love learning how luxury, the idea of luxury has changed over the years. Back in the day, if you heard a luxury wedding, it was location and it was how much money they spent and what planner they were using and how big the flowers were and the church that it was the things. I think it was the money spent
all
and
visual
it was the, and the
aesthetics.
more that I'm
Yeah.
learning and as we've grown and as this industry has grown and changed and traditions have kind of gone by the wayside a little bit, that luxury has a different meaning. It's more about experiences,
Absolutely.
the relationships,
Yeah.
the personalizations, all of those other details, the unsaid things, the unwritten things.
Yeah.
And it even if your budget is $8,000, it could still be in a luxury
Oh,
experience
absolutely.
for somebody just because of the details. So maybe
Absolutely.
luxury is in the details, maybe that's,
Yeah.
I'm loving just sort of like
That's what we've
figuring
heard
out
a lot,
what is
yeah.
luxury now.
Yeah.
Like what
A
is
lot
luxury?
of what we've asked
you know?
these planners, we've had previous luxury event planners on the podcast, and it's so funny because so many of them have been like, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's about the details.
It's just
and
really
the
cool.
events.
And the
And
experience.
most of these planners are dealing with weddings that are 150, 200K budget all in. But they're like, that doesn't matter because really what comes down to luxury is the attention to detail and the attention to intention.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
what,
How
like
thoughtful were
intentional.
you
Intention,
about
that's
that
really
decision?
Exactly. Yeah.
DJ or live band?
Band.
Band.
Yeah, done.
Best concert or event you've ever attended?
Oh, that's
Oh
a
my
hard one.
gosh.
This girl, she's been to all of them.
Don't say Coldplay.
I'm like
Ba-dum-bum.
Zigaros in Brooklyn. With
What was
the-
it?
Zigaros. They're an Icelandic
Oh
band.
my gosh.
With
yes.
in
I
Brooklyn
wish
with an
Abby was
orchestra
so here.
and
Cool.
Honestly,
I
Rolling
cried the whole
Stones.
time.
Oh, Rolling Stone. You cried the.
I'm like the top 5. I don't know.
love
Radiohead.
that.
1,000 more concerts.
Oh
Wow.
my
Okay,
gosh.
that's great. Dream collaborator that you haven't worked with yet.
I'd love to work with Marcy Bloom.
Tell us about Marcy Bloom.
Oh, out of LA. She's a fabulous planner.
Okay.
Love
Yeah.
it.
I
Marcy
would've
Bloom,
said
are you
Rockabilly
listening?
Events, but we got to work with him last summer, so I'm like,
Yay.
What is one underrated skill every creative should master?
Take your time. You got time.
I think one of the things I see with musicians is knowing everyone's parts. right? Because there's so many times.
That's a great.
It's true. Like
Fucking
I should not be
Look at
able
the
to.
score.
Sorry, I'm gonna cuss.
Like,
That's a
look
great
at the
fucking
score.
answer, dude.
Like I shouldn't be able to sing everyone's harmonies and not you.
Right.
Yes.
Like-
And honestly,
Preach.
like I'm that weirdo.
And
like I am
I
watching
don't know
you, and
all
if
of
you
them,
are not,
but-
I will pick. Yes,
like
I'm that
it.
person.
But like there's some
I will
songs where
pick
I'm
up
like,
a
this
part.
is so iconic, I can sing them all.
Do
Like,
either of you sing?
Not professionally.
In my home.
In my head,
Too much.
in the bathroom. Love that. I love that.
Clay typed in. Go back to that. What's that? One underrated skill everyone should
Calendar.
have. Google
I was thinking like
Calendar. email.
organization.
Shout out Clay. Shout out
Literally
Clay.
reading.
Love that.
Read the freaking gig
reading-
sheet.
Read
Oh
the
my
email.
God.
Read the script.
Read the email.
Like, I worked
what
really
time's
hard.
the band leave? Well, according
Yeah.
to the email that I
Hey,
sent
No,
you.
what
I
time
say
do we
read
get
your gig
served?
sheet. That's our response now.
Yeah.
When people are like asking stupid questions, did you read the gig sheet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See,
Same.
ours
Read
is
the
the
gig sheet.
script. I'm like,
Did you read your script?
we have
Read the gig sheet.
the horn players are people that aren't really that we bring out from our camp. They're like, what time do we eat? I'm like, just
Read
the,
the-
I'm
Like, I
like,
spent
well, it's
So what
in
time
your-
do you want us
it's in
back?
your drive. You take a look at it.
read
Just
it.
go.
Well, I love to do that. What time do you want us back? I pull up my phone and pull up the script and be like,
All right.
You're doing their work. Don't do
All
their
right,
work.
I got a good one for you guys, and I want an answer from each one of you guys.
Ooh.
What is your team's go-to hype song before a big show?
God.
And I want one from each one of you guys.
I don't know about Big Show, but,
but just before an event, like if
Prep
you've got a
song.
song you're gonna
we
put up,
used
what's
to
your hype
really
song?
love Shawn Mendes. There's nothing holding me back. We
yeah.
And break free.
Oh
Break
yeah,
Free is a
Ariana
big
Grande.
one.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, at the job,
Alright.
like we were so into
Break
that
free.
one.
I would
Yours?
say that. Yeah.
Break Free?
Ariana Grande.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I
which
love Ari. You
can
speaking
tell when we
of,
started the
you just
company.
saying earlier, like I've been working all night, working all day. The boy got me rocking side to side. The workout bike one. So I can get behind that. All right, sorry, that just popped in my head.
I love all things Ari.
Name a recent project that made you say, this is why we do what we do.
Actually, it's that wedding I was talking about when we found that jazz band. Because the singer's name is Allison, and she gets flown all over the country. She looks like Marilyn Monroe, and she's
Ooh.
such a specialty act.
She's a dream.
And I called her and I said, "This is my client. This is their ask." And she's like, "You have just told me my ideal client."
Love it.
And we've crafted her whole wedding. I have their call next week, and I'm so excited.
Can I
because-
go?
Yes. Yes. Let's go together.
Okay.
And we're doing like a custom harp string duo. We're doing a custom jazz trio for the cocktails. And then it's going to
Love.
be this amazing curated jazz, maybe R&B in case they want to dance later vibe. And it's going to be amazing. That's like,
Love
I'm
it.
super excited about it.
Love.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in if you want
No.
All right, here we go. Here's a big one. What's next for Lucy Black Entertainment? 3 words only.
Expansion.
One word,
Mhm.
period.
Okay, so
Conquer the world.
No, we can edit it.
every year
She gave a great
we
one.
have words for our year, and I'm like, what the fuck are our words this year?
I was like, level up, but that's 2 words.
That's 2 words, but you get 3.
We can hyphenate it.
Yeah.
Expansion, level up.
Honestly, I think our big one is authenticity. Like we're constantly trying to be authentic, tapping into what's best for us.
Yeah.
I said so many words. Authenticity.
That's okay.
No, it's fine. No. Love all that.
Oh, name drop opportunity.
God. I feel like the Downton Abbey cast was mine.
Oh,
Like,
true.
That's
I
pretty
was like,
name
the other
dropping.
ones we had to sign NDAs, so I
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Half
yeah.
the time we don't even know who they are. We're like, okay.
Honestly, that's a great answer. Name drop opportunity, NDA.
NDA.
That's our name drop.
Sorry, had to sign an NDA for
We've
it.
been a part of a few of those. And I'm like,
That's so true,
NDA,
though.
that's
those
it.
have been, the
That's-
Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte.
Can we
and-
parlay
Oh,
those
wait a
3
minute,
together?
what?
3 words
Yeah.
and name drop opportunity,
Those were amazing.
NDA.
I
Good.
love name drop opportunity.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's so
Oh my gosh.
cute.
Well,
Oh
first
my
off,
gosh, so fun.
This is
thank
so
you guys.
fun.
This was a blast.
You guys, you have been listening to Lucy Black, Rebecca and Lauren out of the DC, St. Louis now area. luxury talent agency, entertainment, and all of the above. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
hanging
you
out with
guys
us
so
on the
much.
big brown couch.
No,
Thank you
It's
for
comfy,
having us.
right?
This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you guys
So
for
much
taking the
fun.
time to travel in and be with us. Like this has been
Where
a
can
pleasure.
people follow you? Where can they?
Oh, at Lucy Black ENT
Mhm.
across all the things except for X because we got off that.
Yeah, got you.
And we're
Shout-
never on Facebook, so sorry if you write us.
So Instagram, YouTube,
For the grandparents out
TikTok.
there, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're on TikTok sometimes.
Sometimes.
Pinterest eventually.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I
again,
feel ya.
Lauren, Rebecca, thank you guys so much for taking the time to come out here and be with us. This has been incredible. And again, my name is Patrick Woolham. This is
Ebony
Fondren.
Fondren.
Thank y'all for joining us for Backstage on the big brown couch.
We out.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.